Yeah, hey everybody, this is Ian from mindfulmarketplace.com. Today I'm going to show you really quickly how to use the new editor in the Circle platform. For those of you who are using the Circle community building software as a service, I know lots of folks in my audience have either checked it out, tried it, or have signed up for it. Now, there's a couple caveats here. The most salient or important one actually is that this is not yet available to everybody. This is still in a beta, not by me, but by Circle, obviously. So if you are not seeing this in your Circle community, ask for it, right? So just send them an email and remind them to give you access to the beta. They did send out a announcement about this about 10 or 11 days ago. I requested access several times and did not get it until they just didn't, they told me it was coming or that they would enable it in my community in a day or less. And it just never happened, to the point where I sort of had to send like a, kind of quasi nasty email yesterday saying, hey, where is the access to this thing that I was told I was going to be getting, several times in the last week and a half, and I got access within minutes of that email. So very nice people. I'm sure they're very busy, but this is such an important upgrade that, if you don't have this in your Circle community right now and you're creating content daily and you want to upgrade that in a really significant way, then that's the step that you're going to need to take before this is publicly available for all. All right, so I'm going to do this in a relatively extemporaneous way. I've only played with this for maybe 10 or 12 minutes in the last hour. So I'm just going to show you what I see as I kind of explore this new editor. So, hi, this is the if my typing sounds like hyper loud, by the way, on these videos, I don't know why. I really think I have a soft touch on the keyboard. It doesn't sound that way when I listen back and people are complaining about how loud I'm pounding away. All right, here is the really important piece. You have to use this command here, which you can see there, and this brings up all these new features and functionality within the editor itself that before was really quite sparse and quite limited. Before, you had the attachments here to upload attachments, whether those were PDF files or pictures, images, etc., emojis, GIFs, GIFs, however you prefer to pronounce that. A particular word is up to you. And then you'd have just the general stylistic elements here. Hi, my name is Ian, and I have no plans for Thanksgiving. I also can't spell Thanksgiving, obviously. All right, so in the past, this is how you kind of have to do everything, highlight and sort of edit things like that. Now you have this, which brings up all sorts of new options, both for styling your text, right, which is nice, but not the most important thing. Now you can actually mention a person, you can place an emoji in the text, you can upload images, a PDF, a video, or you can embed a video file, attach an audio file, attach a file, and then most importantly for me, you actually have all these new ways of embedding content from external sources within your community. Now, hopefully they're going to add more and more of these, because that really is super important for folks like myself, especially if you're doing a lot of content curation. But you should be able to, let's see, mention a person, image, upload, video, file, embed for PDFs, YouTube, etc. Let's try the embed, and I'm going to type in one of my own URLs, partners.mindfulmarketplace.com, which is going to bring up our store, right? So they have 700 plus content providers, which are all part of this O embed, I guess, service. All right, so when I do that, You can see it's, let's see what happened there. It looks like I actually lost the editor. All right, let's post the topic and see what happens. Interesting. All right, so nothing happened there. So now we're seeing that maybe. Okay, so now I just. All right, so you have lists, item one. Okay, all this is really easy and nice, but we do want to go back and see what was causing that embed not to work properly, because that's super important for any of us who are curating content, which all good communities should have some, kind of current events or niche oriented content that you don't have to create, that is actually happening in the wider world in which you publish. All right, so let's go back and see if we can pull up another embed, and maybe it's actually my link that it doesn't want to work with. So let me try something else. I'm going to take a article from Gumroad and see what that looks like if I paste it in. All right, there you have it. Okay, so that actually is working well. All right, so let's put a divider in. So we just styled the post a little bit. Let me try. Here, I'll pull up my Twitter. All right, so I'm going to take this post here, and I'm just going to actually take the link to the pinned post on my Twitter profile. And again, we're going to use the slash to pull up this. Let me see. Come on. A little annoying. That's more probably my fingers, not the. Let's embed a tweet. Paste that in. All right, so this is a great way of allowing your members to sort of share their own content, right? So if you're building one of these sorts of directory style communities where you're giving members access to share, a lot about them, which is what we're doing, this is really a super useful thing to have available, right? So now you can see, my members, your members can all post tweets, they can post links to their products. So you can actually, in some sense, really use this new editor to allow your community to become a marketplace very quickly. So, for an example, I could have or allow members to post, let me say it this way. I could post members content using my affiliate link for their products, their platforms, their community, etc. So I could say to Jane, for an example, give me an affiliate link, and I will post a link to your product on our platform, and for every conversion, I get a commission. And you can really turn your community into this very immersive e-commerce oriented exchange or ecosystem where you have lots of different opportunities for your members to cross promote each other's products, again, by dint of using something like this editor in a very skillful way. All right, let us just pull one other link up. Let's see what happens if I'll just type in CNN. That's a little weird though, right? I mean, that little kind of, it kind of collapses the editor on me sometimes. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong there. Let's see if that came up. Yeah, it didn't. That's a little odd to me. Like, but that's probably just a pre, alpha issue release. I mean, they're not, or a pre, they haven't released this yet to the entire community. It is still in a private testing phase and their beta phase. So maybe it's even unfair of me to be, you know, showing anything that's not going right because this is not yet publicly. Let us, just because I am really stubborn, I'm going to try CNN one more time. And is it there? Maybe CNN just can't be embedded on this, or news sources aren't really the proper type of content. Let me do this. I'm going to go to my Ghost blog. All right, this is our Ghost community. And let's see, I'm going to take the URL. I'm going to, again, pull up the new editor using the / command. And that should work. And it does. All right, although the image is broken, but that's a problem on the Ghost side. I probably don't have an image set for the for it. I don't have an image set for the community for embeds. Oh, and interestingly, the CNN link did come up, but it just came up like that. Whereas this one actually is a link with the description text, etc., etc. Anyway, I'm probably not doing a really heroic job of describing how cool this new editor is. It is quite cool. I'm quite excited about it. It does solve a real problem, at least for me and many people like me, and it does have a ton of utility for quickly and easily creating content, adding content, embedding content, and sort of really allowing your Circle community to take on to have a lot more power and potential than it would if folks have to link out in the sort of conventional way, hyperlink this, hyperlink that, hyperlink this, rather than just pasting in content from outside resources, external URLs, videos, PDFs, all sorts of stuff your members now can post quite easily in a quite aesthetically pleasing way with this new editor, which I repeat for the third or fourth time, is not yet fully available to all Circle users. You do have to request access to test this in a private environment, which is what I'm doing here and now. And if you're using Circle and don't have this functionality, simply send them an email. Certainly don't tell them I told you to do it, because I don't want to just continue to add my own, hectoring of these guys over the last week. But, request it, because they will respond to you if you send them an insistent, quasi-aggressive message saying, I want to test the editor. Please make it happen like today. Okie doke. So I hope this gives you a little bit more enthusiasm and excitement about what you'll be able to do with Circle going forward. I know they have landing pages coming that are curated around content that your members actually are signed up to receive. So people are going to be able to self-select content within your community that they are interested in, and that curated feed will be coming soon to landing pages using Circle, which is again quite a significant improvement over how things are done now. I know their app is coming out soon, et cetera, et cetera. So, while this is certainly not and far from a perfect platform right now in November of 2020, I do think going forward, this is going to be a really, really robust way of adding tons of value to your content, your courses, your products, your programs, and ultimately your platform and your community, and will also allow anyone who's smart, right, which is I hope most of us, the ability to 10x what we're charging for our content, our courses, our products, our coaching, our community, our books, whatever it may be, by dint of offering this community engagement element, which really is what people will pay for. Right? The one thing I am 100% certain of is you can charge 10x the cost for something if you are adding a community element to it rather than just selling a one-off thing, even if that one-off thing is a course or a PDF or a product or coaching, even on some level, by offering interactive elements and a more engaging audience element into your offerings will certainly give the appearance of far more value than simply the thing itself. Okay, I hope that's been helpful. If you are interested in how we're using a Circle to build our own community in 2021, I encourage you to sign up at the link below for the brand new cohort that I have coming in December, or just reach out to me directly if you're interested in working with us to help create content that converts like crazy. Okay, thank you so much. Happy Thanksgiving to all who celebrate, and I will speak to everyone soon.